Guten Morgen. It's very early. I got up at 4. No, I got up at 3 this morning. And drank some coffee. And I decided to come out here before it gets too incredibly hot. And you know, this trailer is blistering hot inside, and it's had all night to cool down, and it's not. So I'm going to be learning how to use this today. And what I have is a whole bunch of knives from the house that I'm going to practice on. And this one knife here is a bread knife. It's a good knife, but we don't cut bread. So I'm going to turn this into, you know, a utility knife, a using knife that we cut chicken and stuff with. So I'm going to shorten it to about here, and then I'm going to grind the serrations off. And then I'm going to start an edge on my belt grinder, and then I'm going to finish it on this. So there's going to be some good practice. And then in here, I keep thinking about I got to get a light over that burnishing machine, and there's a light there. One second, let there be light. So this light is just sitting in a hole that I drilled. So I'm going to drill a hole right here, and that will give me plenty of light looking down on this. So that's another thing I'm going to do today. I don't think I'm going to be making any knives today. It's just I don't have any you know, orders. I have one, and I'm waiting on the handles. So oh, and I got a towel from the house to throw over that knife sharpener when I'm done with it, so it doesn't get all the other polishing schmutz on it. And I got new polishing compound. Yeah, so, oh, and I got some new wheels coming. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be set up, and let me set a minute. It's taken me years to figure out the polishing, the stages, what compounds to use, what buffing wheels to use. This is a super hard buffing wheel, and I'm not going to use that. I'm going to replace that with a wheel that looks like that. So this is my thickest, hardest, coarsest compound, and this is a really hard buff, and this is a softer buff for black. And that's what that is. And this will be, I'm getting a wheel just like that for right here for my green, which is the finer polishing, and this is the soft green buff. And then I'm getting a wheel for white. This is going to be my white. I used to use the pink scratchless, but I have found that all this is really good for is the synthetic handles, to lightly, the very last thing you do is very lightly buff it with this pink scratchless. So I'm putting a hard buff here, and I'll leave this here for my white. And I'm thinking about buying a 4th buffer and replacing this here with a buffer. And I haven't decided yet. I got to sell a few knives before I can afford it. And what it is just another jet, but it's really well balanced. Although it's not a variable speed like this jet. There's variable speed. And, you know, I thought the variable speed would come in handy, and I have not used it once. So it turns at 3,600 RPMs, which is what I use it at. And you can reduce it, but I have not found the need to reduce the speed. So that was, when I bought this, that was a lot of money. Now they're about double. And they make a jet single speed that I'm thinking about replacing this one with, because these two grits, the black and the green, are the most important stages of polishing. When you get them to that stage, the last stage is not as important. And to tell you the truth, that is a very, very weak buffer. And this is, you know, China, they're China made. So I would move this down there and use it for my white one, and maybe move this over here for my pink scratchless. Okay, let me go, first thing I'm gonna do is reprofile this knife, but I gotta be very careful not to get it too hot. So let me get that started. All right, I have shortened it significantly, and I have put my initial edge on it. And now, I'm gonna get you in a tripod and we'll see what kind of damage I can do on that new sharpenator. Get you in the tripod. Move you over here. All right, give me just a second. Oh, might be a little loud. And here's the compound that goes on this. It's white. So let's get this thing loaded up with some compound. And I will get a light here. I haven't figured out what I need yet though. Here we go. Noise alert. I'm gonna have to take my gloves off so I can feel the edge. I'm gonna go one more time across it this way. Okay, this is the brightest light I have, so I'm gonna try to get close to this so you can see how polished the edge is. And it's sharp, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna let my wife be the judge, because she has been complaining about dull knives and something about a knife maker having dull knives and a plumber's pipes leak and a roofer's roof is bad, and those kind of mean things. So there's one. Now this I started with, you know, basically a blunt edge and reprofiled and turned a bread knife into maybe a good chicken carving knife and that kind of thing, Spam. Okay, that's one. And there is a bit of a learning curve. And I switched from the white polishing compound to the green polishing compound, which is slightly more aggressive. And this is stainless steel. So switching to the green was a good idea, because actually green is made for stainless and white is made for high carbon. And everything I have is stainless. So I'm going to continue using the green today, but when I sharpen my own knives, they're high carbon steel, I'll use the white. All right, let me get back to sharpening. Okay, I found that black is just, this had a little bit of a rust on the end, and I buffed this blade up a little bit. I found this in the kitchen of this trailer. This is a Tramontina. And I am a fan of Tramontina. Made out of high carbon German steel, stain free, made in Brazil. So, and I found two more down there. So I'm gonna clean these up and sharpen them up and bring them home. All right. I gotta go try to get these black marks off of here and get all the polishing compound off. I'm gonna do that in my knife shop. Alrighty then. I did it. I drilled the hole right there. I moved my lamp up, and there we go. Perfect. Move her side to side, turn it on, turn it off, pet my dog. And I did something else here. I like my sheaths to have the edges more square than round. So I took a file and I turned this on and I held the file in here and I squared it off. And I have a round file. And I just touched the inner corners with a round file, because that's what I want the edges of my sheaths. Now I put an edge beveler on the corners of my sheaths, but I have a small edge bevelers, and I like it to look mostly square with just a tiny bit of round over. It just, to me, looks more finished. So I altered that, and that's what we got. Okay, I think I'm done for the day. Really, I can't do anything until the knife handles get here, and that'll probably be maybe Wednesday, possibly Thursday. If he mails them Monday, I'll get them probably Wednesday or Thursday, because he's just up in Neosho, Missouri. That's not that far from here, and it goes from there straight down to Dallas and then over to here. Okay, have a good Monday, y'all. We'll see you.